Oh, welcome back, everyone. um, doing the old making sure that it's working. Is it working? Looks like it's working. Cool. All right, great. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. If I sound a little off, I'm somehow it's cold and flu season in July, I guess. So I caught a little minor thing over the weekend. So if I cough occasionally or sound a little off, it's because again, I managed to catch a cold in the height of summer. So anywho, today we have a fast one. Well, fast as it ever is. I recently dug out photos starting around 2006. For those of you, in case you probably don't care, 2006. I was fully, getting my stuff up, editing it better. But I was still using my original 3 megapixel camera. I only got my second camera in December of 2006. So a lot of these photos still need to be edited. And these are ones from the 5th SEPTA Mid-Winter Trip. It's better than Rocky 5, I'll tell you that. But surprisingly, I only took 36 photos on the whole thing, probably because it was a craptastic day. I can't even remember what we did during it, except that the SEPTA Route 15 trolleys had been restored with the PCC2s, and that was constituting a major part of the trip. So anyway, I'm just going to start, and we'll see how this goes. So, like I said, I think we did the old take a something to Girard and Lancaster, where the Route 15 crosses the Route 10, and here we are waiting for 15 to go out to the 63rd Street terminal, and this is probably the Route 10 that we got off of. It's a SEPTA K car 9092. There's one of my friends. I think that's Brian from SubChat. Back in 2005, this was before social media and being able to announce things. So, you had to sort of just. Let me set this up. You had to work through forums. I think I'd also make announcements at the NRHS chapter, although I wasn't even sure I was really into that yet. So the only people I really had, besides that, the only people I had really coming out were people I knew from the SubChat Transit Forum. There it is, SubChat, I think. And sorry. So, I didn't have the biggest crowds back then, but it worked out. So, anywho. Oopsies. What? The hell did I just save it as then? Alright, oh, anyway, there we go. That was strange. Huh. Oh, too late now. Did I screw something up here? No, everything's there. Sorry. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, it's a pretty good thing because you get both the PCCs and the SEPTA K cars at the Girard and Lancaster Ave location. So I usually do a transfer there on the trips. I'm not sure I talked about it before, but the SEPTA is really nice because so many of the lines intersect each other. You can do all these loopy trips. So you can go on one, and you can go one way, you can go the other way, you can transfer, you can do the outlier, you can do all these little combinations of transit trips, and I don't know, there's so many combinations that I haven't had to substantially duplicate them, and I've done I've done 18 of them now. So I highly recommend them. I should try to make an announcements on one of my streams or something. But I got people coming in from Connecticut to do these trips. Super fun. So yeah, here we see one of the PCC2s, and people stress the importance of calling them PCC2s is because they were pretty much completely rebuilt. The body shells are, of course, original, but the propulsion is all the same. They've got HVAC. It's all everything about these has been. They're almost like those trolleys in New Orleans on the Canal Street line, compared with the original ones on the St. Charles line. That these are pretty much modern LRVs, except that they're in a classic body shell. Everything was reworked on them. So here we just have people running over to get. So here we can see people on the trip. There's Chuck Green. He's still alive, but unfortunately he's a longtime Philly area transit guy. Very active on the forums, but he's been sidelined with medical problems. Hasn't been able to come on a trip in many years, which is unfortunate. So I always wish him the best. He seems to be doing pretty well, but it's just he can't do any sort of walking or anything for long distances. And so, while a lot of the SEPTA connections are actual connections. Quite a few involve a little bit of a walk, like walking from a Route 100 stop to an R5 stop, or media, a Route 101 to the R3. So I'm just sort of shooting up a storm here with this PC. These were new. These were hot shit back in 2005. I could have sworn I was on the first one. I got to find that set of photos. Huh. That's fascinating. I was on the opening day of these, and I don't know what happened to the photos. There's a mystery. Uh-oh. Man, it is humid as fuck here. My air conditioner here at my parents' house is absolutely kaput. Yeah, here they are. From the first day of service. Maybe not. I wonder where these photos are. I mean, maybe I didn't take enough of them or something. Should probably go into the archive or something, whatever I got here. I could have stuck them in something else. No, that's not it. Well, I'll have to go and figure out what the heck's going on with that. I think I'm missing a few. You're right. Could be some stuff from that summer. Huh. All right, well, that's something I'll have to look into. There's a bunch of photos I've been missing. Anyway, I'll have to go back and find what's ever up with that. Anyway. So now you can see the rear of the PC. These are just PCCs. It's cool how they also use the original font and the Philadelphia Transportation Corporation paint scheme. You can see a slightly more authentic version of these running in San Francisco, but those are not PCC rebuilds. Those are original PCCs that Fun fact. So the Route 15 activation, even by 2005, had been a political hot potato for some time in the Philly area. SEPTA really didn't want to do it because they hate rail. But the local politicians had gotten money for it, but then other people in like the end of the line in near 63rd Street were all like, we can't double park anymore because the trolleys. I'm not kidding. Okay, I'm making a little bit of fun on them, but this neighborhood was upset because they wouldn't be able to double park because the trolleys would have to get through there. So they were throwing up a storm to try to block it, and SEPTA was lukewarm to it, but a whole bunch of people. But they think they rebuilt the line. I mean, the work involved it was like $100 million. It was really cheap compared to what light rail projects often cost. And by the way, in this picture, the automatic switches at the Girard. So what happens is I have the picture pulled up over here. So the Route 15 comes here. Here's the Route 10 on Lancaster Ave. They join briefly, and then they switch back off. And at the time, the automated switch system on a trolley, it depends on where you're applying power. It was not working, or maybe they used a transponder. I'm not sure. So all the operators had to get out and hand throw the switches. Anyway, they finally got it built after a whole bunch of delays, and I don't know where I'm going with this. Well, it's still running today. But they only made SEPTA saved about 15 of the PCCs for rebuild, and the rest got sold to like a lot of them ended up in San Francisco. So if you go out to San Francisco, where all those they've painted all these trolleys up to look like all these historic transit systems, but if they have here's a fun thing. Now, again, if I wasn't recording, but the wire frogs and stuff here at this trolley junction weren't quite white. So this guy had a little dewirement there. Maybe we can see his. No, he's still on the wire there. So yeah, it was all kinds of exciting, and he's coming up to the stop too. So we're just waiting for this dude to make it to pick us up. Pretty exciting. Anyway, SEPTA sold a whole bunch of their, SEPTA was using, geez, I keep getting off the track because there's so many bits to the story. SEPTA had been running a number of streetcar lines, 15, the 54, the 23, that's the Chestnut Hill to downtown, 54, I think, Tioga or Erie, that's like parallels through the Girard Ave, 15's Girard, that like parallels like a couple blocks up. They had 2 or 3 lines running, and this one's a little soft here. In 92, they just like threw the towel in on it. They're like, we're going to temporarily suspend this service. It's probably still temporarily suspended. They love temporarily suspending things forever. So like the 23 is still temporarily bus substituted to this day. Anyway, at some point some of them were saved for the here we go. Oh, sorry. We have a K car on the Route 15 loop. This was used, I think it was actually used to get to the car barn up there. Anyway, I'm not sure exactly what it was doing up there. Anywho, so what was I saying? A lot of those extras, SEPTA was like, oh crap, we might be we might be coerced into reopening another trolley line. We better get rid of our extra PCCs so no one can make us do it. And they sold them all to San Francisco, and they pretty much formed the backbone of the E and the F services, the historic trolley service. So all these trolleys you see in San Francisco are painted up to look like various cities' trolleys, Cincinnati, blah 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 blah. But if you look at the windows, if the windows look like they're from a school bus, the ones you press in at the top and lower down like 3 inches, those are all the old SEPTA ones, and there's a lot of them up there. So there's one that's painted in the traditional Philadelphia Transit Corporation colors, and all the other ones are painted in the coat of many colors type of things. But you can always tell which ones are from Philly because of those windows. Now they're not all from Philly. They do have some legit non-Philly trolleys, but so that's the story there. How all those there's the money shot. There's the money shot right there. Ooh, look at that right there. Oh yeah, K car passing the PCC, and again, this is only in the first couple months of service. They don't even been running since that summer, so this is pretty. He's like boom, and one's a non at service. Also note your PCC has, I think they've been replaced, but at least this one had roll signs. I'm fairly certain those have been replaced by LEDs, but I'm not 100%. Sorry there. That's pretty cool. I'm just using all the original names. I hate using these non-descriptive names. They don't have the location, which is the 63rd Street Loop. But so for those of you who don't know my midwinter trip, the reason I have it was because the first year we did it, this was post 9/11. A lot of anti-photography harassment was going on. But if you went out between Christmas and New Year's, all the bosses would be on vacation. So you just there wouldn't be a lot of people telling you to stop taking photos. They had better things to do. So here we go. Yeah, he's actually got to use the little passing siding there, which is pretty neat. Again, I don't know why he was going around the loop. There's something up with the carbon. Let's find out. I got some time. So let's see what we got here. So there's the 63rd Street Loop right there. So that's where the 15 goes and runs around this big block and heads this way. Philly, even with a lot of its where it has closed lines, there are a ton of non-revenue There's a ton of non-revenue trackage. And see here, there's the 15 loop, but there's a double track line heading up 63rd Street, because that will connect with the 63rd, the Malvern Loop. Where is that? That's the Route 15. This branches off at some point. I forget which street it is. There it is. There's the Lansdowne Ave. And that's just a couple blocks north of the 63rd Street Loop. And there's the non-rev trackage there. So a train, and the reason that it would be using that non-revenue trackage is because it gets to there's the car barn, the Callow Hill Depot. So that's got a non-rev down this way. And that's why that argument about, like, we can't double park was so bullshit, because they already had non-rev cars using that route. So, yeah, see, there you go. Oh, wait, hold on. That's just a Y, I think. Well, how did I get to the Callow Hill Depot? Oh, there it is. There's your exit. That's your entrance. And there's your tracks. And it all just sort of goes in there somehow. Yep, going in and out right there, all those tracks right there. So there's your Callow Hill Depot right there. So there was just a rat's nest of like trolley routes out there in West Philly. Back to the show. So we were just lucky enough to be able to catch this dude heading back to the depot. And this is the street that the people were complaining about. Again, despite the fact that there were non-rev trolleys using it on a daily basis. Here we are now. I didn't take it. I guess I just hung out on the trolley, hanging out. Because, again, yeah, I guess with limited zoom, there wasn't much I could do. So, this is on the Market Frankfurt. Oh, ha. The door's right thing fell over. Nice. Here, this is when the Fern Rock Tower was being closed, and they were replacing the pneumatic trip stops and switches with electrics, which was unfortunate. Very unfortunate, since these things happened early enough that I didn't really have good cameras or stuff to properly capture it all. But there you go. There's an airline up there. Here we have the historic fleet in the rain. What? What did I do? Oh, I did a weirdo stitch. That's not bad. I did that manually, too. Maybe I could try doing that. Damn it. Oh. The flood fill. There it goes. If I did it pretty well the first time, I should, yes, I should be using like the Photoshop stitch thing, but I don't have it on here. And my friend is the one with Photoshop. That's one of those things I outsource. Oops. Zoom in a little bit better here. I can see why it worked. There you go. I guess that's one way to do it. Let's try the other way. There's two ways to stitch two photos together. Because I couldn't notice the thing on the other one. Oh, this is what I did, and this matches much better. Ooh. Yeah, it's not rare that the manually stitching it actually works, but yeah, there you go. A little bit if you know where to look, but yeah, that's pretty spiffy right there. Yeah, I used to do a lot of attempting manual stitches, but Like I said, there's tools for that. But that's one of my tasks. This is one of the few tasks I outsource. Not really a Photoshop guy. Because I like being different, I guess. Cool. There we go. And you saw me doing a panorama. Again, of the historic fleet. Oops. In Broad Street Yard. Fun fact for those of you who haven't heard me talk about the SEPTA historic fleet. The cars, SEPTA really doesn't give a crap about them. I mean, they don't care about anything. They really don't care about these guys. And the city owns the cars, but SEPTA once was caught. They basically listed them for sale for scrapping. And a rail fan guy I know who works in the regional rail division. Oh, crap. He pointed out that that it wasn't SEPTA's property to scrap. And the city was like, oh, thanks. Thanks for letting us know there. I'm just going to erase that line. There it goes. Done. There we go. Thanks to him, they weren't able to actually scrap them. But they were. I heard he got a little bit of backlash from that because they were pissed. They got to keep these damn things. Keep these things there. Oh shit! There's like a third one I got to put together. Great. That's not good. All right. Okay, well, I fucked this up. All right, let's do this again. One. I thought that was going to be a quick day. So yeah, that was my other story there. Well, let me just get rid of that. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, I can do this pretty quick. Edit. Paste as a selection. Swoop this guy in right to there. Shit. Okay, that's one. I got done there. And now I just gotta get the next one. And the other one. Here. No. Copy that. Oh, there's a little Honda. But I got a match on the cars, so like right there. Let's see how that looks. God damn it, like, oh, there it goes. Not great, but let's see with a crop. Yep, that's pretty good for by hand. It's pretty good for Whoa. Let's flatten all the damn fucking layers first. Fuck. There we go. And yep, that's good. Can't really, you know, you don't see the seams unless you look for them. This. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I had a second thing to do. And done. Yay. Cool beans. Nice. Well, at least I got 3 photos done. 2, 3. Ah, shit. Alright, I'll deal with this later. Anyway. And finally, we got on the Route 100, it seemed, somehow. Don't know how. There we go. Alright, let's see who's around in the chat. I probably ruined it at some point. SEPTA hates rail to answer all the questions in order. SEPTA hates rail because they are a bus company. Literally, they were the I think the streetcar division was different than the bus one, but they were ultimately a bus company. And they still have that mentality. Oh, the new you got to get the damn. I mean, I don't know what it's replacing. If it's replacing like the normal one, they got to get the buses off of there. Like, who the hell wants to ride a bus? No one wants to ride a bus. So yeah, like get your buses off the rail map because the rail map's what people want to ride. And yeah, I don't know who wants to ride buses. Crap. I gotta do that panorama again. I missed another one. 122. I'm just going to put these up here, and I'll do it at the end. or later. You saw how I did it. I don't need to do it again. And I'm out of stories, so I'll just throw this up there. I'm almost done anyway, because just got one more set. It's got some Amtrak action going on there. So here we have SEPTA N5 cars now. Yeah, the Route 100, I'm not sure if they're back up to 70 miles an hour on it. They had an accident that really wasn't anyone's fault, and they're like, oh, we got to slow it all down. 55, this route's crap. But this is what is generally considered to be the last interurban, one of the last interurbans in the country. I think it was designed to go, like a lot of interurbans, there was this idea of, we'll build this thing from like Philly to Harrisburg, and we're going to start just by going to via Norristown, and they only got to Norristown, and eventually it turned into a transit line. But these N5 cars, they're very early AC traction, very, very high power to weight ratio. They just fly. They're basically the spiritual successor of the Brill Bullets, and they're very well deserving of that title. So I guess, what did we? I don't know what we did. I don't have the trip log from this trip. I have to go back and try to find it, because I just was not taking photos this year. I don't know why. Maybe I had a lot of people. Maybe it was just because it was damp and rainy. Oh crap. That happens. Especially back in the day with my limited camera capabilities. Sometimes when it was just junk. Now we caught a 102 here to Sharon Hill. This would have been the first year doing the Sharon Hill to R2 connection. I believe I'd already done an R3 to 101. That one's pretty common. Here's one of the guys who came down from New York getting off here at Sharon Hill. There's the CSX overpass down there of the Philly sub. I think I was just pissed by the rain, honestly. Now, I have better photos of this location. I don't know what I would have called it here, but I'm going to go into my Amtrak signaling archive and find a better name for this. Here we go, signaling. Here we go. I divided my Amtrak NEC signals into north and south because the mileposts change in Philly. It's probably the 221 signal. Maybe not. Nope, that's the ones at Bell. It'll be something I have a lot of. The 075. That's the one. Okay. Cool. First, let's see if I have it already. I don't think I do. I wasn't using this naming scheme back then. No, I wasn't. So we're clear on that. So just base it off that. What a rainy, miserable, awful day. I probably had it seemed like I had a pretty good turnout though. At least for 2005. So let's see what he got. Track 3 clear plus track 4 approach. Rainy. Make this a square, dial it down a bit. There we go. Yeah, so you can see, again, in future years, this is working. This is 3x zoom land, and what the heck's this? Why did it do that? Here we are. I mean, this is everything else that I have with it, but this is all from the same station platform with my better zoom cameras. Get right up in there, but this is what I was. This is the exact thing. Eastbound gantry. What? What the fuck was I? Southbound. Dumb. Oops, forgot to resize this one. Sharpen and save. Cool. Next, 1 second. Here we have the something creek. So for those of you who actually care, I got this. Oops, wrong thing. Let me show you. Since I'm showing you Philly stuff, let's just roll down the old Sharon Hill here. It's up here somewhere. Fulcroft, Ridley Park, Prospect Park, Norwood, Glen Olden, Corden, Sharon Hill. Here we go. Here is where the Route 102 terminal is, right there. And then you just walk across the street, down and around, and then you hit the R2. It's a distance of I think it's 0.7 of a mile. Over, down, around, over 3,000 feet. So about a little over half a mile. What street is that? That is going to be the Sharon Ave. Okay, so easiest way to name this, I don't need to find what I originally called it. I'm just going to call it like SEPTA Sharon Hill Station plus northbound. So just remember, Amtrak Northeast Corridor is north-south. So it's public timetable north-south DC to Boston. Railroad timetable, it's north-south DC to Philly. Then it's east-west from Philly to Boston, with a milepost changes in Philly, Hudson, Gate or Sunnyside, and then it counts all the way back up to Boston. I think we're going to have some fun here. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is an HHP8, now retired. Number, looks like 662. Yeah, a little blurry, but that looks like 662. I think that's a valid HHP8. Let's go to the archives again and validate that. I hate getting my numbers wrong. Like, I hate, if there is no 662. Well, you got to check. Should be pretty easy to check. Yeah, I'm sure it's 6. It's towers. Yep. It's a 662 is valid. Cropped, resized. Cool beans. Next. Okay. I gotta figure out what I called these, but if you've heard, the Metro card is going away. They're updating to some sort of stupid thing. You can pay with your phone, or who the hell cares? I don't know where I put these comparisons. They should be somewhere. I don't know. But I noticed something once, that both of these were made by Cubic Transportation Systems. Well, hold on. I gave it away. This is 1968, 69. This is 1994. What did Cubic Transportation Systems do? They dusted off the Patco. It's the Patco card. It's the same fucking card. I gotta tweet this. It's like, no, this never comes up that the MTA just is using the Patco card. I mean, no. They're different technologically, but they're the same physical form factor. They got different indexing holes and whatever, but they're the same card. Oh, wait, look at that. Ooh. Damn, this is a shame. New York City should have gotten that 2012 Olympics, but thanks to asshole President Bush, the world kind of hated us. But, no, wait, never mind. No, I'm sorry. The 2012 was the one I didn't want them to get. No, it would have been an absolute shit show. Good thing they didn't get it. London was a way better choice. 2016 Chicago was the one that we should have gotten. This is just comparing the front to back. The non-magnetic portion of the cards are the same. But on the Metro card, the non-magnetic portion is the back, where on the Patco card, the non-magnetic portion is the front. However, they match up non-magnetic to non-magnetic card. See? These are splayed up. And you can definitely see how what's going on here. What? Oh yeah. Ah, damn it. I got bugs in here. Fucking hell. These things keep getting in. Anyway, almost done. And here we have, you can't quite tell, but yes, they match up exactly. You know, for those, you know, this is you can't let the haters get on top of you. You gotta get on them quick so they can't say, no, they're not the same. They're the same. I gotta tweet these. Oh, and a non sequitur photo of this cool little dragon thing that I got when I was in Salem, Massachusetts. Oh, I'm giving away the topic of the next stream. Ooh, Salem, Massachusetts, spooky. The town with a Halloween-based economy. Shit. I got a beetle here that I'm trying to contain to get rid of it. All right, let's see who's down in the chat. Hey, chat, what's up? Blah, 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 videos. Yeah. Route 100 is seriously a fun ride. Hopefully they have the speed back up to 70. If it's 55, stay away until they fix it. Again, nothing was wrong with it. It was just like some dude, like some driver had a fender bender at like a 5 mile an hour collision at 69th. and they were like, oh, they go too fast, blah, 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 blah. Or maybe it was a trespasser strike. Of all the, man, of all the things. Weather sucks, NFC payments. I mean, like, I do security work, and I mean, you shouldn't probably be using your phone for everything. Your phone's really not the greatest security platform there. They're going to start getting majorly compromised soon. I don't know. What I actually kind of like. I like what Chicago is doing and SEPTA could do, but isn't doing. Transit systems who use transit cards as a way to give the urban poor access to banking, where you can use your transit card as a debit card. Because a lot of cities are just banking deserts. And being able to have a low-cost debit card really does benefit people of limited means. So I kind of like that you can do a transit payment system that is also a sort of a costless social mobility thing as well. So BART, I don't know. BART was paper. BART was a DC card but plastic. I'd have to check if they have that cutout on the side, but I'm pretty sure BART was more of a replication of a DC Metro card. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, yes, I gotta tweet that thing to Paco Watchers. He's gonna get a kick out of that. And anyway, thanks for coming by. If you want, you can watch me struggle to. I fucked up the panorama again. I didn't notice that there were 4, not 3. You think I would have learned my lesson, but I didn't. Anyway, so let's see here. I can do that. How much time I got? 56. These always take an hour. Oh my god. Let's see how fast I can do this. Copy. Edit. Paste to selection. How fast can I recover from my fuck up? Double fuck up. I could have sworn I didn't have this many to do. There it goes. Copy. Edit. Paste selection. I'm indexing on that roof line. When it hits right there is where I want to be. Done. Deselect. Next one. Nope. Yep. Copy. Edit. Paste selection. And here I am. Okay. Got it. Next one. Copy. Paste selection. How did I make this one line up? Who knows? Just up. This one goes. Oh, there it goes. Not bad. A little more right there. Boom. Got it. Crop it. I don't need all that out there. Up to the top. Hit it with a crop. Flatten the layers. Good, there are no layers. I should probably blow him out a little bit first. There you go. Now I can deselect and crop. Actually, if I crop out some more of those cars, I can probably hide some of my fudge factors. I crop it like right there. Not a big deal. Yeah, I got rid of that other line too. That's how I did it. Cool beans. Yeah, it's not often when you can. It's not common when you can hand align these. Okay, cool. Sharpen and save. JPEG. -3. And just say this one as panorama. Do stuff enough time, you get good at it. There you go. Boom. Done and done. 4 photos collapsed into one. Badoom. There we go. Woo. All 4 of them. Here we have panorama. There's a Patco Bridgeline car from 1936. That's a Broad Street 1 car, and I think they got 2 Broad Street 2 cars, 1 and 2. They are still there today. SEPTA's not been able to scrap them. Bada bing, bada boom. Thank you for watching. Bump, bump. Let's just see if anybody has any more questions. Yeah, the BART cars, I'm pretty sure, are plastic. They were done by the same thing as the DC Metro. It's sort of a DC Metro clone. Same kind of cars, same kind of, because it prints on the ticket the remaining value. I don't know if Cubic did them or not. So anyway, thanks everybody for coming on. I don't know when the next one will be. Maybe 2 weeks. Probably doing that Salem thing. Even though it's not Halloween, maybe I should save it. Probably not, because I need these one-nighters. All right, have a great night, and I will see you